who's coming into the Zoom. And now I believe we're live on Facebook as well. Welcome everybody on this Wednesday evening, the Neighborhood Gems. And as just kind of a warm-up question while people are getting into the space, I do want to ask the question. So for each of our panelists, if you could share one or two words to describe the city of Milwaukee for you. So one or two words. And CK, I see you smiling. Why don't you go first?
Sure. Hi, friends. Hope everybody doing well. Two words that come to mind immediately is beautifully complex.
Beautifully complex. Excellent. Shalina, what do you got? What are your words?
My loving and creative city.
Loving and creative. Excellent. Patricia, do you have two words to describe Milwaukee?
Yeah, I would have to say a foodie town and bike paths.
Foodie town, bike paths, compound word. Naya.
I had to unmute myself. For me, it would be Golden Dragon. I feel like I'm kind of hinting at a project that I'm about to drop with a local Milwaukee creative. So without giving away too much information, you'll find out more.
Golden Dragon, I love it. I think there's definitely some curiosity there. Mag, do you have two words to describe Milwaukee? Are you there? Maybe he's not there. There you are there.
Yeah, I have evolving and home.
Evolving and home. Beautiful. New Line folks, do you have two words to describe Milwaukee?
Jasper, you want to share one?
Yes. I got two. One is I'm sorry, making drinks.
Drinks?
Drinks?
Good one.
Coffee drinks?
Drinks.
And two, everything.
Maybe learning, like education,
Yeah,
right?
education.
Nice. Strengths and education. That will become very relevant to your presentation just shortly. Quan, can I hear two words to describe Milwaukee from you? Wait, Quan, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
My word is Gordian knot.
Gordian knot. Quan, I love you. That's such a, I don't know what that means exactly. We got Golden Dragon, now we have Gordian knot.
Gordian knot. Like a difficult problem that once it's conquered, you can resolve the world. It's like the proverbial problem that needs resolving.
Excellent. Well, you will hear more from this man Quan later. So thank you, Quan, for blessing us with your Gordian knot word. And Antonio, two words to describe Milwaukee. I think you were the last one up.
I'd just say potential, and then Milwaukee is somewhat of an oasis, honestly, for a number of reasons, but potential and an oasis.
Potential and oasis. Excellent. And with that, let's officially start the event. I appreciate you all sharing those two words. You're going to get to share a lot more momentarily. Welcome to the Facebook live stream, to the Zoom space, wherever you else might be seeing and hearing this. This is Neighborhood Gems. My name is Adam Carr. I work behind the scenes at Milwaukee Neighborhood News Service. We did this event, Neighborhood Gems, with Historic Milwaukee and Doors Open last year. It was just a resounding success, and it was a chance to showcase some of the great work happening in our city. So we wanted to do it again. So you're here for the second installment of it. It's going to get started real quick. I want to get out of the way as much as possible. So with that, I'm going to toss it to Grace Fuhrer, who is with Doors Open and Historic Milwaukee Inc., to give us a little more background. And then all of our presenters, you guys can turn your cameras off now, and then we'll see you in a little bit.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. So I'm Grace. I work for Historic Milwaukee and organize Doors Open Milwaukee. And we just had a big doors open weekend. This last weekend, thousands of people visited 70 sites in person. Last year's Doors Open was totally virtual, and we created this awesome program. So we're just really grateful to Neighborhood News Service for coming together with us again. And we're grateful to all of our presenters for helping to share more of Milwaukee's stories, going beyond the buildings and talking about and to people. So I'm just going to do a quick sharing of my screen to tell you a little bit more about what's going on this week for Doors Open. So you can join this event tonight. You can still tour buildings. I'll show you the way that you do that. You go to our website, check out these buildings. Adams Garden Park is a really great example of a virtual tour that you can take. And this is an example of a building that's in Lindsay Heights. Sharon and Larry Adams restored this beautiful Cream City brick building. You can also, I want to shout out 3 new app tours that we developed, one focusing on Villard Avenue, one in Silver City, which is available in English and Spanish, and one in the Avenues West neighborhood. And we're really excited about the new activity booklet this year, which one of the artists who's with us tonight, CK Ledesma, designed for us. And it's an activity booklet that has different art activities for you and the whole family. And we do also have an art activity with artists working in education. So there's still a lot of really great things happening for Doors Open this week that we invite you to do all online and from the safety of your own home. So I won't take up any more time. I'm excited to get started with this program, and thank you all for joining us. Adam can talk a little bit more, but I think we're just going to be using the chat this evening. If you have questions, please feel free to place them there.
Yes, thank you, Grace. And the format for this event is pretty simple. Each presenter is going to have exactly 5 minutes. We didn't give everyone 5 minutes because they couldn't fill more time. Actually, every project we're seeing today probably could, a documentary length film could be made about them. But we wanted to make this event kind of a lightning round event that keeps moving quickly. I actually have this timer here. It's a sand timer that I'll use to keep us honest to those 5 minutes. So this is going to move pretty quickly. You in the audience can sit back and relax. Our panelists are going to be working hard. They each have lots of visuals for you. So sometimes I turn a Zoom thing on and then walk away and just listen. There are going to be lots of great visuals for each of the projects. And then we're going to have a short Q&A, like real short, 1 or 2 minutes at the end of each presentation. So write questions in the chat if you have them while the presenter is presenting, because if you wait until the end, you might miss your chance for them to address that question. So with that, we are all ready to go. We have 7 presenters or 7 groups that are presenting. New Line Cafe, if you can turn your camera on. New Line Cafe, excellent. Oh, nice. So I am going to get your presentation up. And let me just make sure that's up. I want to give you your full 5 minutes. And I am going to, okay, you guys ready?
Are we ready? Did you flip the timer?
I'm going to mute myself and then I'm going to flip it. Ready?
Yep.
Hi, well, my name is Jeremy Auld. I'm a special education advisor at Escuela Verde.
Hi, my name is Jasper Camilo. I'm a barista.
And I'm Sarah Luther. I'm the cafe manager and programs director at the cafe. So I want to invite you first off to come to our cafe. We are a small student-run cafe on 37th and Pierce in the Silver City neighborhood. We serve delicious Collectivo coffee drinks that our students can make you. And we also serve some cool specialty drinks that our students have designed themselves. So you have to come try them. We started the project in January when we heard that Velobon, our neighborhood coffee shop, was closing. Escuela Verde had heard, and they had always wanted a public facing part of their school. I heard as a neighbor and was like, oh, we can't lose our neighborhood coffee shop. That's our only gathering space. That's not outdoors and not like semi-public. And so we decided to team up and open our own coffee shop. So we got students involved right away, even virtually. They started thinking about how they wanted to design the space, how they wanted it to feel, what we should have on our menu. As soon as they were back in person part-time, they started with helping paint all the murals in the space and get tables and chairs set up and really get the space up and running. And then we started a barista training program. So we trained in about 9 students last spring, and they ended up running the coffee shop over the summer after their training program was complete. And so they worked in the cafe all summer long, which was awesome. So they really have been at the heart of our project and at the heart of our space, and they continue to be running our coffee shop when it's outside of school hours. But during school hours, we're also creating more workshops for them to get involved with designing new products for the cafe, building new furniture, the financial end of the business. So we're really excited to expand our workshop options for our students through this entrepreneurial experience. So we're going to show you a little bit of a video that we made with our students to kind of show our awesome students in action. So yeah, sorry to skip quickly through some pictures. Here it is.
Oh, it's a really bright morning, Sarah, and I need a pick-me-up. Let's go get some coffee. And let's check out this New Line Cafe.
All right.
Let's try it. Let's order. Hi.
Good morning. Thank you for coming to Evening New Line Cafe. How can I help you?
Hi, thanks. Can I please get one drip coffee and a mocha latte?
It's 12 hours.
12 ounces, perfect.
What size is a whole lot?
All right, you ready?
I'm ready. 520. And you can be no card.
Here you go, Sarah.
And you all set.
Awesome, thanks.
Ooh la la.
Thank you, Lauren. That was wonderful. We got our drinks.
Cheers.
Okay, Jasper, what makes you a strong barista?
I really like I'm working with people, and I love talking to people and making them happy, and I like making coffee. My favorite drink is to make is a iced mocha latte.
Awesome. And working in a cafe gives you job skills too. So what are some of the jobs you do in the cafe?
I like making ice things. I greet people. I run I make thousands of live videos, all kind of stuff.
Thousands of live videos.
It's true.
So that's part of our cafe too, right? It's an inclusive space for all students, specifically students, bilingual ed students, and also students with disabilities. And in the future, we want this to be a curriculum-based program that other students and other people in the city can join. So if you want to learn more about us, please come down and visit, hang out with me, Sarah, Jasper, and other students at Escuela Verde.
And let me ask you guys a question to maybe launch you into these last images. I know not only is it a cafe where you can go to get coffee, and actually I've been served by Jasper multiple times. He's delightful. He's my favorite barista in Milwaukee. What are some of the other things that you guys are using the space for as a community space?
Well, I can speak to it from the educational side. So this is both an educational classroom and a community space. So from the educational side, we're really intentional about using this space to teach creative art skills, to teach career and technical education skills. But I think it's gotten its greatest usage right now with a lot of our students who might have some trauma or dealing with some emotional behavioral stuff. They can come into the space, be calm, play some chess, play some games, interact with the community. And I think from the educational side, there's a lot of potential here. Sarah, you're doing a lot of stuff too with the community.
So we've been starting after school programming, which is also great for our students, but we're excited to offer that same experience to our neighbors and to our neighborhood. We have 3 nights of the week where we're open until 7 o'clock, and any program that we're running is open to both the public and to our students. So we think of it as a really interesting opportunity to have like an intergenerational, a bilingual, and just like a really diverse community space.
Excellent. So I will say you guys have used 5 minutes and we've gotten through our Q&A period. Thank you so much for your presentation, New Line Cafe. That was beautiful. That was wonderful. Where are you guys? Just let's remind everybody your location.
We're on Pierce Street between 36th and 37th, right next to the Valley Passage on the Hank Aaron State Trail. So if you're ever on the Hank Aaron State Trail, come visit.
Excellent. Thank you guys. Thanks, New Line. Thanks, Jasper.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right. So that was New Line Cafe. We have 6 more of those for you. And actually next up we have the mighty Maranta Plant Shop. So I will say it's not just a place that I'm excited to have as part of this lineup. If I move my head, this apple cactus right behind me, I got from you guys. So I got in my kind of cactus and succulent room up here, which has plenty of light. I got a very cool plant from you guys. Mag, thank you for being here with us. And you're gonna be sharing your own presentation. So whenever you're ready to share, I will turn this over when you start talking. You ready?
Of course.
All
right. Thank you so much, Adam and Grace, for having us on this. This is really great. And just to introduce myself, my name is Mag Rodriguez. I am the co-founder of Maranta Plant Shop. To my right on this picture, you guys see Michelle Alfaro. She is my business partner with this business. We launched just last year, before we had this beautiful store that we opened up in Bronzeville. We started off as a pop-up. So last year, almost exactly a year ago, we launched this pop-up at Zocalo. And the initial idea was, Michelle's been a great friend of mine for over 5 years, and she's always been a plant lover. I normally travel 6 months out of the year, and when the pandemic started, my house started looking a little empty, just because I was never really here. And as you can see now, I have a ton of plants in my house. But I remember calling Michelle and I was like, hey, you need to help me buy some plants. Just because she used to boast all her, hundreds of plants that she would have in her home. And it was great. She helped me get a bunch of plants. And in the middle of those conversations, I was like, you should really consider selling your own plants. A lot of people went to her for plants. And through that conversation, naturally, I've helped a ton of friends open and launch their own businesses outside of me owning a couple businesses. And it started off as a joke, and very quickly it turned into us ordering a couple hundred plants from Florida and launching this pop-up. So that's kind of where the idea went. It was supposed to be a one-time thing. But sure enough, it was a huge success, and we sold a couple hundred plants at this pop-up. And our first shipment for our pop-up. And we thought this was crazy that we had ordered these many plants, and they were all sold via a pre-sale that we did online. And we thought this was gonna be it. This was gonna be a one-time thing that we did, but the Instagram started blowing up, Facebook started blowing up, and we very quickly turned into a curbside pickup location. So this is our original location. It's a warehouse in the Lindsay building in Walker's Point, right on 2nd Street. And we started operating as a Saturday and Sunday pop-up. And very quickly it turned into Thursday, it was Friday through Sunday, then Thursday through Sunday, and we kept doing this throughout the whole winter. Here's Michelle and some more plants. And then this leads us to March, 5 months into us operating as a pop-up. The world was starting to open up a little bit. We were like, you know what? It's time for us to jump into a store. So we had an opportunity to move into this location in Bronzeville. I drove by this place every single day. I live in Bronzeville area. And we went and we looked at the place. We fell in love with it and we got to work. So in March, we signed our lease in Bronzeville, and we officially opened on 414 Day this year. So on April 14th, we opened our store. Here's like a night. If you ever drive by at night, this is what the shop looks like. We have some cool lights at night. And just something to highlight, we are Milwaukee's first and only Black and brown owned plant shop. We are located on MLK, right in front of the MLK statue. So I should have led with that, but you guys should definitely pop in. We are open Wednesday through Sunday from 12 to 6. This is, we have a great team at the shop, and we have Raya here and some of our merch. We have Agu here, who's the plant expert, which is incredible. Some more pictures of the shop. Something that we love to do pretty often is a lot of times, in most retail, you get product that goes bad, or not necessarily bad, but it's less appealing, where, we really can't charge full price. And something that we've done since the beginning, every single week we give away a plant. So we've done a Monstera giveaway for the most part, and we've gone into doing cactuses and other things. But one of our big things that we've done is since we launched in, exactly a year ago, we've given away over 1,100 plants to the community. So this is one of our free plant events that we hosted at the shop. There's another picture.
About 1 minute left, Max.
Cool. I'm almost done. So we've given away over 1,100 plants. We've done events where we've done food drives for free plants. Here's some more shots of the shop. We've hosted art galleries, some music events as well in the shop. Here's another picture of one of our free plant events. More customer pictures. We had the governor, Tony Evers, pop in a couple of weeks ago, and we gave him a little Sansevieria for him to take with him. A huge honor. Here's a food drive that we did, and this kind of leads us to our new venture, which is Tostada. So we launched a food trailer right in front of the shop, which is a farm to table tostada food trailer with Chef Dominique Alvarado. And yeah, so if you guys are ever in the mood for some plants or some tostadas, feel free to stop by. We're right on MLK Drive, and we're excited to see you guys.
Excellent. Thank you. Let me ask you one quick follow-up. If you could pick one person in the world to walk through the doors of your business and shop for plants, who would you pick?
Oh, look, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and I'm gonna turn off my picture just so you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see it on there, but Giannis. We would love to have Giannis. When the Bucks won, we photoshopped the picture with him on plants, and it kind of went viral everywhere. But we've been poking at Giannis. We've been sending him messages. So Giannis, if you're seeing this, stop by the shop.
I was gonna say, Giannis, I'm sure is catching the Facebook live stream right now. So you have an open invitation. And let me ask you one more question. If you were to give one plant to New Line Cafe, the group that went right before you, what kind of plant would you give them? Because they actually have a ton of great plants there already.
I think I've been there when it was the previous coffee shop. I think they have south-facing windows.
They do.
So a ficus, like one of these, would do really well. A ficus tree. I think that space is so beautiful and it's open. We're like having a nice tree. A cactus, a Peruvian cactus would do really well. Very similar to the ones that you have behind you. But yeah, it'll be great to put some big plants in the space.
Excellent. Cool. Well, Mag, we appreciate you and your time. Definitely stop by once again on King Drive, right across from the Martin Luther King statue. So can't miss it. All right. So we have 2 down. We're going on to our third presenters. If we can have our Cesar Chavez, our wonderful Cesar Chavez presenters. turn on your video.
All right. And share my screen, right?
Absolutely. So I'm so excited about the work that you guys do all the time on Cesar Chavez Drive, especially this mural that we're going to learn a little bit about. But you guys ready? Naya, are you ready?
So hold on, I'm having, okay, just a second.
All right, you give me the sign and I'll turn this over.
Can you see the screen? Got it, good. So hi, everybody. I'm gonna take you through a journey through Clark Square neighborhood. This is a community on Milwaukee's near south side. We really feel that we're the hub of dining, retail, culture, and arts in Milwaukee's Latinx community. What we do is we promote business development. We're really trying to stabilize housing, increase arts and culture, and engage residents. Just a visual, this is where we are. We're right in between Walker Square neighborhood to the east, Menominee Valley to the north, and Silver City or Via to the west. And when you come to the Clark Square neighborhood, you're going to be really impacted by seeing all the art that's on buildings, in public spaces. We have over 100 art projects, murals, ceramics, and monuments throughout the neighborhood. We're really excited because just in a couple weeks, we're going to be installing a pandemic memorial on Cesar Chavez Drive, and then the La Placita grand opening. Some other destination places in the neighborhood are Three Bridges Park, Clark Square. It's a small neighborhood park on 24th Street, and the Domes. So, and this is the grand opening. This was a really great event where we asked people to write on tiles. This is a partnership with La Familia de Arte, where we ask people to write messages of love, courage, and hope. And so this makes the UFW logo. It's right by the El Rey grocery store. So that's coming up on the 14th. And what we also do is residential engagement. We have basura bashes. Basura is garbage in Spanish, but basically we make it a good time to pick up garbage and beautify the neighborhood. We do bloom and groom, especially trying to beautify, the residential neighborhood. And then activities in Clark Square Park, yoga in the park, different activities. And I would say that the main thing regarding Clark Square is really this idea of driving arts and culture. And we want to make it a destination place. Right here, we have Si Se Puede mural done by C.K. Ledesma. You're going to hear about it later. Tejiendo Raíces, Isabel Castro. And our latest one, Honor the Hands That Harvest Your Crops, with Girl Mob and Naya Luna. So this is an annual artist in residence program. And we're happy to announce that we just purchased our first property. So this is at 1636 West National. This will be the new CSNI headquarters. And we're happy to report that we are preserving this home. It is the original George Burnham home, the Cream City brickmaker, really what made Milwaukee famous outside of beer and cheese, Cream City. So, and with that, I'll turn it over to Naya.
Hi, everyone. So I am Naya Luna. I am one of two artists that recently completed the mural you see on the screen. Below, you can see the address. So I would love for all of you to check it out if you haven't already. Basically, it's very much close to, sorry, I'm blanking on it, El Rey. So y'all know where it's at. And as you can see in this picture, this is me and Girl Mob. So this was the first day we arrived into Milwaukee from Oakland. So we're both based out of Oakland, California. And we are looking at the blank wall and just, taking it in, trying to see our vision before we actually started painting. And on the right, you can see us on the scaffolding.
Oh, sorry. It's not forwarding. Oh, geez, there you go.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, I'm originally from Milwaukee. So I was born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. All my family's still out there. But when I was 19, I graduated from Ronald Reagan High School. I went to Rufus King also, but born and raised in Milwaukee. And when I was 19, I moved out to Oakland. So ever since then, I've been collaborating with a bunch of artists out here. And I really wanted to bring it back to my city because I feel like there's a lot of opportunities to bridge both of the cultures and communities in the places that I live and work with. Again, in these pictures, you can see the two artists. So this is Girl Mob and myself. We had a really cool flyer while we were painting so that people passing by would know what we were doing and what we were about. And so it was really cool for us to be able to talk to the community and educate them on who is Dolores Huerta, because she is still alive. She's 91 years old. If you could go back one more slide. Yeah. So you can go to the next one. It's good. Yeah, so these are pictures of us in the process, just shaking up the cans and putting the detail work in. And then this is a really special slide for me because I felt like with this mural, I knew we were gonna get a lot of like national attention because we were painting such a powerhouse like Dolores Huerta. It was really cool to see the people that ended up reposting our stuff. So there's actually a local Milwaukee band called Quinto Sol, and they actually visited our mural, posted it, got thousands of likes, and then we got to be broadcasted on Fox 6 News and TMJ4. And then we had a lot of community engagement. So again, we had a mural reveal party and we had great turnout to that. And we love seeing pictures of people sending us the pose, the peace pose. Yep, we get pictures all the time. So it's really cool to see how the community is loving this mural.
And if you could wrap up shortly.
And then we were honored with a plaque dedicating the importance of Dolores Huerta, especially in an entire district named after her other half in the farm workers movement, Cesar Chavez. And if you want to stay posted with myself and the other muralists, we go by Naya Luna and Girl Mob on Instagram and all the other social medias. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you guys so much. I really I have 100 follow-up questions for you guys, but I can keep it brief. So I'm going to force you to pick. We just talked about tostada and Maranta, which is phenomenal. And Naya, when you come home, when you're back in Milwaukee and you go somewhere on Cesar Chavez Drive or in the Clark Square neighborhood, where do you go to get your fix of good food in Milwaukee?
That's so funny. Literally, I come to Milwaukee as much as I can. And last time I was there, I tried the mushroom tostada and it was so good with the lavender horchata.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'll probably keep coming back.
But where would you go on? So you already got the tostada and I just had one of those 2 days ago. Where would you go on Chavez Drive?
On Cesar Chavez Drive. Oh, for me, it's always El Rey. I always get the Puerto Rican rice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. Patricia, do you want to recommend a restaurant on Chavez Drive or in the neighborhood?
In the oh, there's so many. You have Mr. Taco Wings and Potato. You have Jalisco, El Rey. I'm blanking on some of the other names, but we have about 10 on the drive.
Excellent. Cool. Let me ask maybe one more question for you. So those Naya is sitting, you're in Oakland right now, right? You're sitting in Oakland right now.
Yes.
If there's something, because I'm okay with people leaving Milwaukee. I always want them to come back though. If you could import one thing that you've experienced in the art community in Oakland to Milwaukee, what would it be?
I mean, beyond the art community, just in general, I would say the amount of diversity out here. I say this all the time. Every time I come back to Milwaukee, I notice the changes, and I notice more people from outside their race are mixing in like it's nothing, and I love that. But having grown up in the MPS school district, I know how segregated it can be. So if I could take anything from Oakland, it would be the diversity. And I think especially in the art realm, you see that because you'll be painting alongside someone that's white, brown, black, and it doesn't matter. So I would say that for sure.
For sure. Well, thank you guys very much. Go see that mural. Take a selfie with it. Go. There's so many other great murals on Cesar Chavez Drive. Speaking of which, you guys can turn your cameras off now. in your presentation, you referenced CK Ledesma. If you could turn your camera on, CK Ledesma is a veteran of artist residencies in Milwaukee. You did Cesar Chavez Drive, the Mitchell Street Library, others. And you are here to talk to us about a very delicious and a very special project. So if you want to start sharing whenever you're ready, I got your timer right here.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Ready.
Wait, start sharing though.
Oh, yeah, it's sharing, I think.
Okay, good.
There we go.
Now I'm seeing it. Okay, turning it over. Ready, set, go.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Grace and Adam. And I wanted to also recommend something on Clark Square that I really love is Los Comales. That taco joint is really delicious. And speaking of food, I'm going to be talking about Proyecto Con Beef, which is a project, a love project that I started at the beginning of the pandemic. So I am originally from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I travel between places. I live in between the island and also here in Milwaukee. And at the beginning of the pandemic, I took my whole life and moved down to Puerto Rico to assist my mother, who is a single parent, with my younger sibling and also a nurse, to assist her with virtual learning and just sort of, living through the pandemic altogether. And in that exchange between Milwaukee and Puerto Rico, I began, having a bunch of bubbling feelings on coming back home as an adult and living in the house that I grew up in, which was my grandparents' home, and them being gone. So it was a mix of emotions. It was very much a crossroads that I found myself in, as I'm pretty sure most of us were at the beginning of the pandemic. And as a person that really thrives on community and food, I decided to create this project called Proyecto Con Beef, where I took one of my favorite recipes as a child that my grandmother would cook for me, and I decided to really investigate it. Corned beef is really, really popular in Puerto Rico. It's a staple of our culture, which sounds kind of bizarre, but it is. I decided to dive into the research of corned beef and how it got there, and shortly found out that it got to the Caribbean through the transatlantic slave trade. So corned beef was a meat that was used to feed the enslaved laborers of the Caribbean, and it became a popular dish with society on the island, and it has survived to today, right? So thinking between the ideas of joy and oppression, that's sort of where my work lies, right, at the crossroad. And I decided to have a meal with my community, with my friends, with my loved ones at a distance. So what I started doing is I actually sent all the ingredients to folks at a distance in the mail. Inside that box, like you saw in the previous email, the previous image, was all the ingredients to create the dish. Also, it came with a handwritten letter explaining my love of corned beef, where I found myself in the moment, the recipe on how to cook it, and a video link that it is an instructional video that I created. It's on YouTube for folks to follow through. It also came with a playlist. I truly wanted to create an experience and transport people into my kitchen. So we were sort of being together, but at afar. Something else that I asked folks that participated in the project was to send me images or any sort of recollection, any way they wanted to capture the experience of their cooking in their kitchen in any way, shape, or form, to send them back to me. Or if they wanted to post it on social media, they could with the hashtag Proyecto Con Beef. Here are some videos of folks and what they sent. As well as the playlist.
Yo sé lo que son los encantos de mi Borinquen hermosa, porque eso la quiero yo tanto, por siempre la llamaré preciosa.
So the project kept on growing throughout the year. And as of today, we have had about 120 participants where we have shared the history of corned beef, history of Puerto Rico, the history of Afro-Caribbean folks, and also sharing dishes in different kitchens, different spaces, right, to connect us all. Here's some food prep from folks and their images. Some people decided to send in drawings of their process, like washing the rice and the ingredients.
About 30 seconds left.
Yep. All right. And here are some of the dishes, a compilation of the dishes. The project is still in process, and things that it also inspired was some prompts with the Woodland pattern. It inspired a conversation at the Illinois State School and some conversations at Extension Greene County with UW Extension. Right. Thank you so much.
CK, you did it.
Did it. We did it.
I forgot to mention at the beginning. I mean, I mentioned you did the residency on Cesar Chavez Drive. You created the Si Se Puede mural.
Yeah.
Which was the rallying call created by Dolores Puerta, which is really cool. So to connect you. So a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you've been doing this for a while. So how many people have participated in the project now?
121 to be specific.
121 people. That's a lot of boxes that you sent, a lot of ingredients, a lot of joy that you exported to people, that people imported into their kitchens. Is there anything that you want to share, having done it 121 times, as a learning point, or maybe something that surprised you through this process?
Something that surprised me through the process. I think the most surprising part of all is how accepting people were of the project, right? It's not every day that you get a box in the mail from somebody, right, in the middle of a pandemic where our mail system was also under attack, and also people's willing to share as well, right? A lot of times projects can be a one-way street, and this one was such a beautiful sense of community at a distance, not only in the United States, but also in different countries that I sent it to as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you, CK. If you could, where else can people see your work? Like, so you did this beautiful project with food. Where are some other places people can see CK Ledesma's work?
So currently I am the Knoll Fellow, a Knoll Fellow this year. You can find my work at Google Arts and Culture. I believe we might share a link. My website is ckledesma.com. And oh, yep, there it is. And yeah, on
Perfect.
Instagram as well at CK Ledesma Art. I can share that.
You're on Woodland Patterns. You're in the Mitchell Mitchell branch of the Milwaukee Public Library with a beautiful sculpture.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, CK, thank you very much. You are wonderful. And you are delicious as well. Thank you for bringing the Proyecto Con Beef. So CK's done. We have 3 more. Next up, we have Walnut Way, the second phase of the Innovations and Wellness Commons on North Avenue. So Antonio, if you could join us, turn your camera on when you are ready. You there, Antonio?
Yes.
All right. So I'll just say, as I used to, for work, bike up and down North Avenue every day across the city. And I don't have very good imagination. The work that Walnut Way has started and continued on North Avenue truly is inspiring, and how you're literally reshaping the landscape, what people see, and it's just so incredible. So Antonio, whenever you are ready, you can tell us more about what you guys have been doing. I'll turn this timer over when you're ready.
All right. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Grace, and the whole Doors Open team, and all of the panelists too. Very happy to be here with you all and learn more about the work that you all are doing. I'm Antonio Butts, Executive Director at Walnut Way Conservation Corporation. I'm a native Milwaukeean, and I grew up in the neighborhood where Walnut Way, does most of our work. And so let's get started here. Our presentation today is about the Innovation and Wellness Commons, but Walnut Way itself is a 20-year-old organization, and our work is really focused on community engagement, environmental stewardship, and economic development. And so 20 years ago, the organization started out like a little neighborhood group, but over this past 20 years, it's really evolved to really be like a community and economic development anchor in the neighborhood. But the organization is completely led by residents. The majority of the board members and the board president are long-term residents, more than 50 years. And so again, our work has really been focused in this neighborhood called Lindsay Heights, about 110 square blocks on Milwaukee's near north side. But again, over this past decade or so, again, throughout this 20 years, our work now is reaching across the entire city of Milwaukee. But the project that we're talking about today is the Innovation and Wellness Commons. And the Commons is a two-part project. The first phase of the project was a food hub, and you're looking at the picture now. And in the rear of this building, Milwaukee Center for Independence operates a commercial kitchen that produces somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 to 4,000 lunches a day for choice and charter schools. So this is a real food security hub in some significant ways that you really can't readily see when you're on North Avenue because they operate in the back. Formerly, when this part of the project was originally complete, Outpost had a location, and there was also a juice kitchen, a juice bar here. Since then, we've created two new social enterprises, and we'll talk about those really quickly later too. But one where the Outpost used to be is an apparel printing shop, digital garment printing, and we do stuff like this. And then next to it, again, will be another cafe offering health and fresh items, so on and so forth, with a bend again towards juicing. But the core thing about both of these operations is that the entrepreneurs who are in these spaces, they live in the neighborhood, and there are multiple entrepreneurs who are collaboratively operating these spaces. And the t-shirt shop has been up and running for about 6 or 7 months, and the cafe has its grand opening this Saturday. This is the new building, phase two. Phase two was just completed now, probably about 5 or 6 months ago. And the intent of phase two was to create a wellness hub. So the first part was a food hub, business incubator. The second part, a wellness hub. And the intent was to have program partners and tenants in this space that had services that really reflected the needs of the neighborhood when you're in the neighborhood, when you're in the area. So, and it's two parts to this building. We'll talk about the tenants, but the other important part is the sustainability features of this property. So that roof is a rooftop terrace garden, and the stormwater management system that's installed there allows the water that comes onto the roof and also onto the terrace to flow right into a garden that we have adjacent to the building. The building is all set to be outfit with about 25 kilowatts of solar in addition to battery storage as well. And then in the rear of the building, you have a permeable paved parking lot. So the whole building has all of these sustainability features that are in line with where we're headed in terms of all of this work around climate change and renewable energy. And so the tenants in the building are Milwaukee AHEC, Area Health Education Centers. They are more than a 30-year-old organization. They're statewide. Their main office in Milwaukee is in this building. They focus on providing career pathways for college and high school students in the healthcare field. And they also do certification for community health workers. ONCOM, United Neighborhood Community Centers of Milwaukee, is in this space. They are the umbrella organization for Neighborhood House, COA, Northcott, and several other organizations across the city focused on youth and families and helping stabilize neighborhoods. Their main office is in this building, so it's really cool to have them in the building as well. And they reach out to so many other organizations similar to AHEC. We have two African-American practitioners in the space. Marika Rogers is a licensed counselor. Bridget Wilder is a nutritionist. And then we also have the Benedict Center Sisters Program in the building too. And they operate the Sisters Program. They're really focused on
About 30 seconds, Antonio.
They will focus on supporting women and families involved in the street sex trade, And so again, when we think about the property and where we are, it was really all about having programs and services that really reflect the needs of the neighborhood. So when you're in the area and you say, this could be nice, this could be nice, those are the type of tenants that we have in the space. And so now our work is really focused on how do we find those intersections, those sweet spots that bring us all together so that we can make a bigger impact collectively in our work, as well as the work that we do as individual organizations.
Excellent. Thank you, Antonio. So a question for you that comes to mind. I used to frequent the Innovation and Wellness Conference, the first phase, when the Juice Kitchen was in the space. Can you, so that I'm so excited the Taste of Lindsay Heights is coming in. What are some opportunities people have to visit the building if they're not attending?
So it's quite a few, right? And so you can come and shop or have garments printed. We just sealed a 1,000 shirt order with Social Development Commission the other day.
Oh, wow.
So if you're your group, you know, your team, if you need apparel, we have very competitive pricing. And again, this is all neighborhood driven. The cafe will be open, so you'll be able to come over there and get affordable, fresh juice, so on and so forth, like was available in the past. The new building is really set up for services. So if somebody, if it's an opportunity where youth needs a job, if it's an opportunity where youth needs their high school equivalency, if there are opportunities where people are interested in being community health workers and being able to navigate and support people in the neighborhoods, if there are opportunities where families are involved in again, human trafficking and those things, the building is live, operating and open for business. And so it's really vibrant, but I think the best is yet to come because we're figuring out how to work together. And so that's going to be a journey yet, as you all know, as we work in this community development space.
Excellent. Should we look out for phase 3? Is that pushing it? Should we?
Well, the board is like, don't sit on your hands. So I don't know.
All right. Excellent. Cool. So it was, someone asked the address. So it's on the corner of, so it's kind of like now between 16th and 17th on North Avenue. You're kind of on that whole block.
That's exactly
all right.
Exactly.
Appreciate you, Antonio. And look forward to seeing you at Taste of Lindsay Heights sometimes or bumping into you.
Thanks again, Adam. Thanks, Grace.
All right, we have 2 more presenters. Next up, we have Quan Caston, who was talking about a Gordian knot in the beginning. So Quan is clearly a very interesting. I also said at the beginning that, you know, everyone that's presenting and all these projects would be worthy of a feature-length documentary. And Quan, when there is a documentary about you, I won't just rent it. I will buy it. I will watch the Quan Caston documentary. So Quan,
documentary
for sure. Yes. Actually, hold on. Let me make sure I have your presentation. I will get it fired up for you. So
okay.
All right. Here we go. Quan, tell me when you are ready, and I will flip over.
I'm ready.
Timer. All right.
Flip it.
Flip.
So, got it?
Yep, go.
Okay. Well, hello. Thanks, you guys, for having me. Hi, I'm Quan Caston. Thank you guys for having me. I'm the proprietor of Chess and Art Academics Intergenerational Literacy Project. And essentially what that is it's an idea I came up with after the Million Man March, where I decided I was going to morph my particular skill set in an effort to assist my community with the issues, the plights. At the particular time I came up with this idea, I was residing in the zip code 53206, which is the Amani neighborhood. When I came up with the intergenerational piece, I was living in Amani. But when I started just teaching chess in general as a life skill, I was actually in the Metcalf Park neighborhood, but I didn't know that was the name of the neighborhood at the time I resided there. And I started this particular project at the 27th and Center Street Library, where directly after the Million Man March, I was kind of trying to figure out what it is exactly I could do in my neighborhood to kind of help things along, move the needle. And so I was playing a game of chess with a friend of mine. You may even know the gentleman. His name is Fonde Bridges. And Fonde is the CEO of Healthy Words Initiative. And I was playing Fonde in a game of chess, and all of a sudden an epiphany, you could say, more or less occurred when I decided that what I could do is teach the young people in my neighborhood how to play the game of chess, but not solely as a recreational game, but as a tool for cognition, to move beyond recreation into recognition, recognizing patterns as they unfold, so that the students can become better decision makers and make moves in life, ostensibly just like a chess player makes moves on a chessboard, which is, requires some in-depth thinking, some strategizing, and of course some tactical deployment. So I thought that this particular skill set, and again, I was coming directly out of the military at the time. I was in the United States Air Force for 8 years. And so I was coming directly out of the military right around the time the Million Man March occurred. And my initial intentions was to return back into the military, or to at the very least go overseas and kind of stay overseas. I was enjoying myself overseas quite a bit when I was in the military. And my intent was to come back to the United States and kind of just say farewell to my family, or I'll see you when I see you kind of thing, because my intent was to go back overseas. But when I came to the United States, after getting out of the military, my nephew reminded me that, as a family member, the folks in my family hadn't seen much of me in the past 6-7 years because of my military obligations. And so my nephew at the time, he begged me to go to the Million Man March with him. He told me that's the least I could do out of these years of being an absentee uncle. The least I could do was attend the Million Man March with him before I go back overseas, because, again, you didn't know when you were going to ever see me again. And it was at the Million Man March that, again, an epiphany kind of occurred. I saw some things at the Million Man March that I didn't think I would ever see in my lifetime. And I heard some things that I didn't think I'd ever hear in my lifetime. And so you could kind of say, when I got back to Milwaukee, I was pretty much on fire with and motivated to be a part of the changes that needed to occur. And so again, while I was playing Fonde, and we were talking about, because he had also went to the Million Man March.
You have about 1 minute left, Quan.
Short, what I'm doing now is I'm programming using the game of chess and art in the Metcalf Park community neighborhood. This is where it all started, and so it's kind of like a full circle for me to return back to Metcalf Park and launch the programming there into two parks that is continuing the programming that occurred during the summer, but also launching two projects in particular: Celebrity Chess Challenge and the Million Minds March, where thought is the movement. And so the pictures that you're now, a lot of the pictures you'll see some type of literary content, like this particular mural that's on the side of a garage. It represents the importance of reading.
I think we lost Quan here for a second. Quan, are you there? All right, well, I'll keep showing some of the images that we have from Quan while we hopefully can get his audio back. Shoot. Well, all right, well, hopefully we can get Quan to return. That said, I think we will just have to, because we're actually right at 7, and I want to make sure we get to our last wonderful presenter. So Quan Caston, an incredible work doing chess, has been doing it for actually decades in the city of Milwaukee. Hopefully we'll get Quan back to finish to share Are you there, Quan? Your audio cut out, Quan. All right, we'll come back to Quan at the end. Shalina, if you wouldn't mind turning your camera on, we'll go to our last presentation. And Shalina, welcome, Shalina. Shalina.
Good evening.
Yes, and Shalina, you're a powerhouse co-director of True School, an artist in your own right, and you're here to talk about Circulate MKE. If you wanted to start with your screen share, I can share images once you are after your video is played.
Absolutely appreciate it.
And I'll turn this over whenever. Yeah, your
Can you hear me now?
We can, Quan. We're gonna come back to you after Shalina.
Hello?
Quan, we can hear you. We're gonna come back to you after Shalina's done.
So good evening, everybody. My name is Shalina Ali. I am here representing myself as well as my co-organizer, Fidel Verdine, who is holding things down for True School right now. I'm gonna share a little bit of a video before I start digging into the Circulate Market, and then we'll talk some more after. Let me know that you can hear the audio, Adam.
So, we had some great representatives, some young people who just started, and to some, older, more seasoned vendors who've been doing this for years and years and years. Artists and creators who do this professionally. So they get a chance to connect with each other, they get to communicate with each other, and it's family friendly. That's the other important thing about it. Most of these businesses are family owned, so it has to be a family friendly environment. It has to be a good vibe. Today we're having some special guest performers, and so we try to mix it up, man, do a little bit something different every market.
So the market was really created to support local entrepreneurs and really have a platform that is achievable so that people can build their businesses.
I think the Circulate Market is important because it's like keeping our money and our dollars in the community and giving money to like upcoming artists and artists who don't have that much visibility otherwise. And I think it's good for networking and getting to know people in your community as well.
All right, so I'm gonna stop the screen sharing, and Adam, you can put on the slideshow. You're just gonna see a plethora of pictures from throughout the history of Circulate, which we started in 2015. And there's so much intersectionality in some of the themes that I've been hearing with all these Milwaukee gem stories. And it really takes it back to my point in the beginning, which is Milwaukee is so creative and it is so full of love. And you feel that resilience from the community all the time and through all these stories. So we initially, when the Million Man March happened, and there was a call to boycott all of the major corporate shopping, one of our ways of addressing that with a solution was to have a market. So we kicked off in 2015 on Black Friday. And just in the creative communities, there are so many makers and folks that were creating and selling out of their homes. And we didn't really have the market and the entrepreneurial culture in Milwaukee that we have now. This was a way to offer that opportunity for these goods to be in a central location and offer a destination for people to be able to go shopping. Beyond that, we understood that it was important to continue to create that opportunity to offer consistent selling, a platform for the local networking, the creative entrepreneurs, as well as preserving cultural knowledge and practices. We say that our vendors are healers, they're storytellers, and they're really keeping on traditions that have kept us healthy and whole as communities, diverse Black and Brown communities, since the inception. It's what our ancestors have passed on to us, and now through this platform, this is the teachings and the creations that we get to continue to pass on. So over the time, we've had over 125 local vendors. We've done over 50 markets. We've been in over 25 different locations, circulating around the city, really going beyond the barriers of segregation, making sure that as we move around, we create an awareness of the shopping experience, but also the opportunities for entrepreneurialism. Some of those locations that we've been at have been Alice's Garden, Marcus Center, Peck Pavilion, Journey House, The Artisan, Salvation Army, really whomever is willing to open their doors to us and who wants to create a deeper connection with the community in different ways. We've also had major partnerships with folks like Ma'am After Dark, with the Admirals, everybody's favorite, the True School Block Party. And then thinking about that family sense, a market where we're not policing our children, we're not policing the community. We are there in peace and in love with the intentions of having fun. And with that, having the circulate small opportunities. So uplifting the entrepreneurial experience of youth all the way down to 5 years old, through the teenagers and even our young adults, making sure that there's a support system for entrepreneurs that are just starting. And then even helping those who are more seasoned get the opportunity to be connected to the community and broaden their base of customers. The performances have always been a huge aspect of the market. We've had Nia, belly dancing, break dancers, and the market raffle is one of the biggest attractions that we have. So every single market, we have raffle items that consist of products from the diverse vendors. And as a thank you to people who come and shop and circulate their dollars locally within the community, we offer a raffle prize. My own 5-minute went off, so I know Adam.
Yeah, we're getting there. So if you can wrap up.
So just to be able to talk about the philanthropy related to the market, which is we've done fundraisers for different organizations like Walker's Point Center for the Arts, for Latinas en Acción, for Peak Initiative, trying to make sure that there's a way for this platform to help other folks get their messages out there. And we put up 3 murals at Alice's Garden during our summer season there this year. So I would say, please follow us. Our website has blogs, and then our YouTube has clips of news clips, market recaps, and things like that. And then of course you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. There's so many layers to what we do and our intentionality as far as helping to develop this entrepreneurial spirit in our in our city and shift this paradigm. So get in touch with us, learn how to be a vendor, learn how to support the market. Our newest venture has been Circulate Dollars, where folks like Funky Fresh Spring Rolls and the Movement Fund donated money. We turned them into Circulate Dollars. You see it right there. It's a currency where we put the money in the hands of youth so that they can do entrepreneurial research and potentially see themselves as joining that Circulate community in the future.
Thank you so much, Shalina. Such beautiful work. If I could ask one quick follow-up, when and where is your next market? Do you have one on the calendar?
Black Friday. We have to do it. We went virtual during the pandemic because we couldn't come together and be in person. And we've been able in the summer season to resume markets. And right now, the location is to be determined. We're having a couple conversations trying to make sure that we can find a venue big enough that people can feel safe in that shopping experience. So please, like I said, follow us on social media. We will be making these announcements. We're working diligently to try to get this information to you guys as soon as possible.
Well, excellent. I think one cool thing is that kind of seeing some of those images, I know your daughter has kind of grown up around, you do many things other than the market too, but she's kind of grown up like as a young person going to the market and eventually selling in it. So can you talk a little bit about that, kind of raising your child among the market?
Yeah, I mean, actually, she's the one that coined the term Circulate Small. She was
cool.
a vendor in the very first market. And at that time, she raised in her 6th grade year and her 7th grade year through the markets, she raised enough money doing her henna services to pay for her own school trips. She was playing the violin with her orchestra. She went to Florida to Disney World and she went to New York. And so she is a
That's
great
crazy.
example of many young people's journeys with the market. Sometimes they're just exploring the entrepreneurial experience, but sometimes these young people have goals and you watch them actually work towards achieving it. It's pretty amazing.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Shalina. That is a perfect way to end. I think someone requested for you to post your social handle in the chat when you have a chance. I'll just repeat. I'm Adam Carr from Milwaukee Neighborhood News Service. Grace from Historic Milwaukee and Doors Open. They do so much incredible work every year. Like last year when it was just a virtual Doors Open, I know a lot of people were missing it. So a lot of people were out getting to experience it again. Quan Caston, who unfortunately he dropped out and we're not getting him back. He actually said to me, and I think he'd be okay with me saying this, that he was contemplating leaving Milwaukee at one point, and then Doors Open happened. He went out and experienced the city in a new way, and that helped change his mind to stay here. So Grace, thank you for what you do with Doors Open. Thanks to everyone who watched, and I think maybe the biggest thanks of all goes to the presenters today, all the projects that everyone produced. I mean, these are the things that makes Milwaukee an incredible place to be. And so if you're out there, support, go visit, go experience what everyone's talking about, because these really are, in my mind, the gems of the city. So, all right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your night, and maybe we'll see you next year.
Thanks, everybody.